And I'm back. And now I have to share this again. So hello, I am Amy Carrier, and I am streaming live today for my weekly lesson in Amy Carrier's classroom. And today's lesson is about getting unstuck. Okay, Julia's back. Thank you, Julia. I had to delete the other one. My little experiment did not work. So now I need to take a couple minutes to share this in the classroom and elsewhere. So hello, hey Greg, how are you? Greg Mortensen, oh my gosh, I'm such a fan. I'm so honored that you're here. Greg, today I'm going to be talking to people about how to get unstuck. And I am, let's see, we want to make sure this gets in the classroom. So if you are watching, please take a moment yourself and share this, because this is a universal topic. I promise. I promise. At some point in every person's life, they have that feeling of being stuck. And the reality is, it's a feeling. Unless you are tied up somewhere, you aren't actually stuck. But because we're humans, a lot happens in our minds, and I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to help you to get unstuck today. So please say in the comments where you are from and tell me if you have ever felt stuck. And if so, I want to know the reason. I took a poll in my virtual classroom, Amy Carrier's classroom, a few days ago. I put it up, I think 2 days ago, and I asked people to, hi Sandy, I asked people to, oh my gosh, wants to tag me again is Ashley Lucas. I have to call Ashley and tell her that Facebook thinks that we're the same person. So the poll I took a couple of days ago it asked for people to click on all the different reasons they've ever felt stuck. And there are a lot. People added a lot. Thank you so much for doing that. It's so important to figure this out, because if you've ever felt stuck, you feel like you're carrying a boulder on your back and you just can't move forward. And this is something that I have learned myself and through lots of hard life lessons, how to move through, move past, how to overcome. So, like I said in the beginning, my name is Amy Carrier. This is my weekly lesson for Amy Carrier's classroom. Hello, thank you for being here. Hi, Arthi. Hi, Layla. Ladies, please take a moment. Gentlemen, please take a moment to share this video, because I promise you, everyone has felt stuck. And today I'm going to help you to move past that, okay? And I said this at the beginning of the video also, unless you are tied up somewhere, you're not actually stuck. This is a feeling, it's a mindset, it's a belief, it's a false interpretation of something that's happening outside of you. So this is what I'm going to be talking about. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Didar, how are you? Hello, I'm so happy to see so many of you here. So if you're just joining today, we are talking about getting unstuck. And this is a super timely and important topic for us to talk about. Everybody at some point in their life feels stuck. Now, what I need you to do as the glorious audience today is tell me in the comments what reasons you have had ever for feeling stuck. Either stuck personally, you haven't been able to move forward with your work, with getting a new job, with your life, with your habits. Why? Tell me why you think that was, so that I can address those issues today. So I'm looking for these exact issues in the comments on my computer screen, and I will address everything that you put up on screen. I will address it here today. Hey, Paolo, how are you? Hello, Nasir. It's important that we make this an interactive lesson today, because I'm not just talking right now, I'm talking to a miniature screen, but I'm not just talking to my phone. I am talking to an audience, and I'm going to go through the results from the poll that was taken over the weekend and tell you exactly what people said were their fears. But I want to respond to your, not their fears. Hey, there's a hint. I took the poll and people told me what was holding them back. And the number one thing was fear. So please tell me in the comments so that I can see what is holding you back. Okay, let me say a quick hello. Hello, Farid. Kishwar Ali, hello. I'm happy to meet you. You're an electrical engineer. That's wonderful. Arthi says what has blocked her at some point in her life is emotional programming. Anybody else? Emotional programming? That's a great answer. And yes, Nasir, thank you for sharing this video. Trust me, everyone is going to want to share this video. Everybody's going to want to see it, because you all over the weekend answered about 15 reasons that you have felt stuck in your life. And I'm going to read through that list really quickly, and then I'm going to address a lot of them. But I want to specifically address your reasons for feeling stuck today while we're live, okay? Julia says limiting beliefs. Hey, Mike Kennedy, how are you? Abbas Ali, if you're watching my video, you're not blocked. Stuck, Ishfaq Ahmed says stuck due to neglected behavior of family members. You know, that's something that I'm going to actually talk about. That's your programming. And Arthi just said something about emotional programming, and that's typically what makes us feel stuck, because being stuck is a belief. It's a belief, it's an interpretation of what's happening in your environment, in your life, what's happening in front of you immediately in this moment. So, thank you. Keep telling me, what are the reasons you have felt stuck? What are the reasons you have felt stuck ever in your life? If you're feeling stuck right now, then you definitely want to add that into the comments so that I can respond to it. So far we've got limiting beliefs. Hello, Yahya from Saudi Arabia. How are you? Glad to have you all here. Okay, looking for some more reasons why you have felt stuck. And thank you for sharing the video, everybody. Okay, so Nathan Kessel says he's from Natick in Massachusetts in the United States, and he has felt stuck with a lack of clarity, anxiety, and depression. Nathan, those same reasons came up on the poll over the weekend, so thank you. Let's see, Julia's in Los Angeles, and she says that she has definitely been stuck before in her life. And Arthi is watching from South Africa. Thank you, Arthi. Amazing, incredible lesson that you did on Saturday in the classroom. Thank you so much for that. I'm not bringing anyone on screen right now because I've got a lot of notes to go through, but thank you. I'm happy that you want to join me if there's any time at the end, and that becomes a possibility. I will let you know. But right now I'm going to tell you these are the top reasons that people said that they have felt stuck, and I'm going to address these today. And when I say I'm going to address them, it means I'm literally going to tell you what this is, what this means, why it's in your head, why you have that fear, why you have that anxiety, and then I'm going to tell you what you can do to move yourself forward, okay? So the first thing I need you to do right now is keep writing the reasons that you have ever felt stuck in the comments so that we can address those reasons today. Tell me where you're from in the comments, and be sure to share this video. So the first reason that came up in the poll over the weekend, the reason for feeling stuck is fear. And fear is the most common reason I've ever found. It's certainly been the most constant reason I have ever felt stuck. Fear is so damaging, it freezes us, right? Because the fear response freezes you. It makes you stop because you can't imagine doing anything, and you're not here. You're in this primal state. You're not thinking, you're not reasoning, you're not creating a plan, you're not tapping into your emotions about the situation. You are experiencing fear, and fear is just shutting you down. So fear, like I said, unless you are physically tied up somewhere, you're not actually stuck, but fear will give you that feeling of being physically still and stuck and not able to move. So fear is always going to stop you in your tracks. And that's, sometimes there's a purpose for that. So we're going to actually talk about that too. All right, let's see. What other reasons do we have? Hello, Desha. How are you? Adnan, hello. All right, I don't see any more reasons, so I'm going to go through this list. So the number one reason for feeling stuck was fear. The number 2 reason was laziness. The number 3 reason was exhaustion. Number 4 reason, depression. There's another one that ranked pretty highly, and it's a long description somebody put in, and it says, when I don't plan my next day or forget about my activities or do not want to use my mind because of a strange feeling. What I pull out of that is when you don't have a plan, when you don't know what you're going to be doing, you can find yourself feeling stuck. And sometimes if you don't have a plan and you don't know where you're going, and you get into that just being stuck ends up fooling you into thinking that you're doing something. But it's actually you're repeating a rote behavior that you have repeated yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. So that is another version of stuck that can masquerade as I'm still being productive because I'm still physically doing something, but you're not actually, because you're not tuned into your heart, you're not tuned into your consciousness to see what's best for you to do next. The next highest ranking reason here is anxiety. Anxiety is really common. And anxiety, like fear, is very paralyzing. It'll just stop you in your tracks where you are. Time management, and then worry, and then boredom. And I wanted to talk about boredom. I added boredom to the list, and I wasn't sure how many people would vote for it, but a few did. And boredom is actually a good thing. So we'll talk about that in a second. Another reason you feel stuck is because of people in your environment. And there's another reason here that says you're in need of strategies and systems, which I think goes back to what I just said about when you don't have a plan, when you don't know what it is that you need to do next, then you're stuck. You feel stuck. So the next couple of reasons that ranked up here are overwhelm, too many options, too much going on, and a lack of opportunities where you live. So do you guys agree with that? Let's get some thumbs up, some comments. How many of you can relate to those reasons that were in that list that I just read? Okay, I've got some hearts. Just give me, even if, especially if I just listed something that you can relate to, please write that. Just quick word in the comments. Write what that thing is that keeps you stuck. Thank you. Hi, Mom. How's it going? My mom just joined us, guys. All right, so what else? Bad habits. So Maliki Ahmed says bad habits are what gets us stuck. Rosnia, hello, how are you? All right, Hamid Munir Mughal says fear. Julia says lazy streak. Nathan Kessel says overwhelm, lack of clarity, and anxiety. Okay, so they're all coming up. Anything else? All right, good. So I want to go through, and I encourage you to actually take notes about this because I have some really valuable information to share with you all. And I have three action items you can take. 3 things that you can physically do, actually do in your mind, physically in your body, that you can do to move past whatever is getting you stuck right now. And hello, Cynthia Reynolds, how are you? We're talking about how to get unstuck. So we've just been going over a lot of the reasons that people get stuck or feel stuck. And I want to emphasize again, you feel stuck. You aren't actually stuck. You feel stuck. So no matter what the reason is that something isn't happening for you, even if it's, you're stuck because you keep trying to get funding for your new business and you keep getting turned down, that might make you feel stuck. And the reality is, if you keep getting turned down, there's a reason. And that reason is you need to stop. You need to stick yourself, keep yourself from moving forward so that you can do some reassessment of what's going on and make some changes in your approach. Make sense? Can I get some thumbs up? Make sense, guys? Hi, guys. Hi, Zahid. Thank you. I'm not actually bringing anyone on video right now. I'm going through some notes and I'm addressing the issues that people feel stuck. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this video. And thank you for writing in the comments the reasons that you feel stuck. Thank you for the thumbs up, everyone. So I want to talk about fear first. And fear is a really, really big one. I just also want to make sure, Julia, did I post this in the classroom? I need to make sure I did. Not sure. Hey guys, did anybody find this from the classroom? I can't remember if I posted it there, so I'm about to double post. Oops. So tell me how you got to me today. Could have been several places. The classroom, Rehana Alawalla's page. You follow me, so you found this on my page. You also might have found this through the Amy Carrier's Classroom group and a few other places. So let me know how you got here, and then I'm going to start talking about fear, what fear is doing to you, and what it actually wants you to know. So please tell me in the comments how you got to this lesson about overcoming your being stuck, getting unstuck. How did you get here today? Let me, I'm going to wait a couple seconds here for you all to answer that question, please. How did you find me? And tell me the reason you feel stuck or you have ever felt stuck. That's what we are talking about today. And hello, we just got a few more viewers here. So what we've been talking about is this feeling of being stuck. And it's a feeling. Like I said, unless you're physically tied up somewhere, you're not stuck. Hey, Alex, thanks for the thumbs up. All right, my personal page is how you got here. So let me share this. Thank you for telling me. I sometimes do not know where I have posted because I am doing this while I'm simultaneously talking to you all. So there's actually a method to my madness of saying, hey guys, tell me where you're from in the comments so that you're giving me information that I need to move the lesson forward while I am actively sharing this lesson out there in the world. So let me share in one more place, and forgive me if I have shared more than once somewhere, but if I have, hey, it's good news. More people will find us. So there we go. Now, fear is undoubtedly the thing that keeps everybody completely frozen. And the thing that I want to say to you about fear, and this is where you should start taking notes. Actually, before I do that, let me take a look at the comments because we got several more comments while I was figuring out where I shared. Hello, Zaka Shake says a big, big thumbs up. Thank you, Zaka. All right, guys, I'm also getting first, so it's amazing. Mohammed Shari says, I'm also getting first. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend, but thank you for your comment. Zahid Sheikh says, I recently visit your page and watched your lessons and I really liked it. What I'm doing for the people. Thank you. That's so nice of you. You also said, I'm not understand 100%. Well, my friend, you can always go back and watch this video after so that you can learn what you didn't learn the first time or hear what you didn't hear the first time. But I'm glad you're here, so thank you. All right, so you ready? You got your pen and paper or your computer or something? Fear. When fear is stopping you, it's because you're thinking about something that doesn't exist. Unless you are physically being attacked in your physical safety and your life is in danger, then all fear comes from your mind. All fear comes from a thought pattern or an idea or a projection you're making into the future, or a projection you're making onto another person or onto a situation. And that projection could come from earlier programming, something you were taught earlier in life. And we all grow up in situations. Every single human on the planet has been oppressed in one way or another. So sometimes we're oppressed by a parent or both parents, by school system, by neighbors, community, financial situation, religion, government. Everybody experiences oppression. And that oppression teaches you that you only deserve what you get or what you have gotten. And that could be abuse. That could be neglect. That could be not enough money to eat or not enough money to have a home, have a roof over your head. So that feeling of just being in a place of survival, that is a feeling that turns into fear because in your childhood, in your upbringing, these things that you couldn't understand as a child through a child's limited understanding of the world, that child's brain created wiring in the brain that's in your head right now that still matches up today. So I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but essentially there are pathways in our brains that are hardwired when we are children, when we are between the ages of infant and about 7 or 8 years old. Everything we've learned becomes a hardwired pattern in our brains. And as we become adults, we grow up, we have experiences, and those experiences end up matching to the hardwires that are already in our brains. Now, obviously, because we live past the age of 8, if you're watching this video, you have encountered more difficult situations, more oppressive environments, more fearful situations where you built more of these pathways in your brain. So you now have, I think of them as very deeply carved channels where your brain is really good. It's really doing its job, and that is matching up whatever's happening in your current environment with a pattern that it has already trained you with. So when you get stuck, when you get that feeling of being stuck, if it comes from fear, that is a deeply ingrained, entrained pattern in your brain. And the thing that you need to do to combat that deep programming that goes all the way back to childhood is to stop yourself when it happens and basically turn around and acknowledge it. So if you can imagine, some really difficult situation where someone said something very mean to you, and as a child, you didn't have the strength or the courage to tell them that hurt. Now as an adult, what I'm saying to you, the way to combat your fear is to rewire that pattern in your brain by literally turning around to that fear and confronting it and saying, what you're making me believe right now isn't accurate. So this fear that I'm feeling, this anxiety that I'm feeling, isn't accurate. It's just based on something that I learned earlier in my life. And that may seem to you right now, hearing it, if this is the first time you've heard something like this, that it won't actually make a difference, but it will, because the only way you can retrain your brain is by becoming conscious of how it works and then choosing consciously to reprogram your mind. And you reprogram your mind through meditation, through mindfulness, and through self-conversation. Catching yourself when you're in a bad habit and saying, oh, I don't want that. So every time your brain starts going back and forth over that loop of fear and you say, wait, I don't want that. You stop it and then you create a new pathway. And that new pathway goes to wherever you want it to, which is, I don't need to feel that fear anymore. I can actually choose in this moment to say, I'm feeling fear because of the circumstances that are happening right now. I'm not getting funding for my business. And I'm thinking of the times in my life where I didn't have enough money to pay the bills. So I'm just tuning into that old pattern and wait, I don't need to anymore. I can create a new pattern. That's what you're doing. And there are infinite patterns that you can make. So it's really up to you. That's why I want you to take notes about this. Fear is always something you are projecting onto something in your environment, either something that's happening, a person who said something or is behaving a particular way, or a fear you're having about, am I going to get that funding? Am I going to get that job? Is that person going to return my call? That fear is just based on an idea. So you can create new ideas with your brain because your brain is brilliant. All right, let me see what other notes I have here under fear. I really want you to understand that fear is living outside of you. It's living in the future. It's living somewhere other than your life right now. And if you close your eyes and check right now, there's nothing immediately in your reality that can give you fear in this moment. Okay? There's nothing in your immediate environment that can give you fear right now. Okay. So let me pause there for a minute. Julia says, fear is a hot topic this week. It is. A lot of people are having a lot of fear. And Asif Iqbal says, oh, you told me you joined this class through Rayhan. I'm not sure what you're saying. So Asif Iqbal says, I've been let down by two of my close friends in two different projects. I hardly believe in anyone now. Okay. So this is a way I think that, Asif, you are feeling stuck right now. And as I just described with fear, you have a belief. So you've been let down by those two people, but those are two people. Out of, in Pakistan, what, 200,000 people? Two people. So are you going to stop and say, I give up, those are the only two people in the world that I can ever work with on a project? Or are you going to say, okay, I'm just going to take a little time for myself and approach this the way, this is how I teach about failure all the time. Failure is nothing but a data point. So if those two friends let you down, that's valuable information. They let you down, the project didn't move forward, that's good. Why is it good? Because you didn't go any further with them. Imagine if you had gone further on those projects and been, built into a contract or beholden to a funder who wanted you to prove something, and you had entered into this project with one of these two people who were ultimately going to force you to fail. So this is good. It didn't work. Take it as data. If you need to step back and take care of yourself, do it. And then move forward. I have a great little, it's less than a 2-minute video about how to face failure. So look for that on my YouTube channel, Amy Carrier Empowers. Hello, Debo Loud and Michael Cillian, how are you? And Elizan Dewi, nice to see you all. Thank you for being here. So this idea of fear is so closely connected to fear of failure that I want you all, if you're interested, I did a 1-hour weekly lesson in my classroom, just like this one, on fear of failure. And there are a lot of tips in there on how to get past your fear of failure. So I recommend that you look at that. Now, if you are living in the past, and what I was describing earlier about those pathways that are formed in your brain in childhood, so whatever you experienced in childhood, whether you consciously remember it or not, it's in your brain. And it will show up as fear, anxiety, doubt, worry, whatever. All these reasons that get you stuck, feeling stuck, it will show up again. So what I want you to know about living in the past is that this is programming. The pathways in your brain are literally programming in your brain. And your programming is just from your upbringing, your, like I said, grades in school, your previous failures. They can all lead you to already having made decisions about yourself. And those decisions that you've made about yourself will bring down your self-confidence. So that's why you need to go back into that space where you have a conversation with yourself to say, why? Why am I having this belief about myself? If I say I've always been a failure or I've always been lazy, that is coming from an earlier belief. Somebody at some point told you that you were lazy. And you believed it because you were a child or it was said to you enough. You have to combat these beliefs. And you pretty much took someone else's words earlier in life and you made them into your sense of your own value and your own capability. And this is how insecurity is formed. So you need to get out of the past. And to the things that are beyond your control, the things like not getting funding for your project, I want you to know that sometimes outside circumstances will stop you from doing anything because, and there are like a zillion reasons that this can happen, but when they happen, it's because you need to be stopped in this moment. Trust yourself, trust your higher guidance, trust your God, trust your inner wisdom, whatever you rely on. If it's stopping you in this moment, trust it, that it's for a reason, because there's something else that you need to look at. So take the time, look at yourself, do your work internally, and you can't get around it. You can't circumvent. You can't just kind of say, all right, I'll get unstuck by doing this, because ultimately all you're going to do is the same thing in a different environment. It's like I said earlier in the video, that if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a sense of the direction you want to go in life, you're going to wake up every single day and just do the same thing you did the day before, and nothing will change for you. You'll feel like it's okay, I'm being productive, I'm doing something valuable. Even if, I'm going to speak very honestly right now, even if you're making videos on Facebook. Life is not just about making videos on Facebook. It's good to do it, but do it in balance. If you really feel like that is what your entire life is about, it's fine, but you need to understand also that is that behavior that you're so used to, is that getting you stuck? Have you found something that lets you feel like you're doing something of value for other people, but are you stuck because you can't see anything beyond that? And anytime you get to any time in your life that you can't see anything beyond where you are right now, you need to spend time with yourself. You need to meditate. You need to have some time to listen to yourself. Okay, I'm going to pause there for a moment. Is this making sense to you guys? Are you following what I'm talking about? Let me see some comments. This is a pretty deep topic today. I mean, there's nothing warm and fuzzy about feeling stuck. The reasons that I read off at the beginning of the video that people said they have felt stuck are, fear, anxiety, laziness, depression. These are heavy, heavy topics. And I'm giving you some understanding about what they are and what's going on. And beyond that, I'm going to give you these 3 action items. So let me look at comments really quickly. Okay, Malik says, brilliant. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. All right, are you guys still with me? You understand? Let me see some thumbs up. Let me see some hearts. Are you following? Using your intuition is the key. Yes. So Arthi says using your intuition is the key. And when you're on autopilot, when you're just doing the same thing every single day and just forming deeper pathways in your brain to say, this is what I'm supposed to do, you're not using your intuition. If you don't quiet your mind, if you don't get off your devices, if you don't sit and meditate and spend time with yourself, then you won't actually get to the place where you can listen to your intuition and your inner guidance. And that actually reminds me, there was an answer to that poll. One person or a couple people might have said boredom. And what I want to tell you about boredom is on that list of reasons that you feel stuck. Boredom is one of the actually good things, because good is judgmental, but stick with me. Boredom is when you're open to anything. So anytime your mind is bored, your mind is saying, I've got nothing to do. I've got nothing going on. I've got nothing in front of me. I've got nothing worth entertaining me. That is when your intuition and your higher guidance is literally like trying to bust through and get to you to get you to do something fun and creative and joyful and contributing to the world. So when you're bored, the best thing you can do is say, okay, what can I do right now? Even if it's go scrub the sink or write your grandmother a handwritten letter. Do any of those things, because your brain is turning up the creative juices. It wants to do something. It's like bursting at the seams to do something. Hey, Saad, how are you? So, I want to talk about these 3 actions that you can take. And I definitely want you to write these down. Anytime any of these issues, fear, boredom, laziness, depression, anxiety, any of these things that come up that keep you feeling stuck, I want you to do the following, okay? Arthi says, exactly, your brain is demanding fun stimulation. Yes, so give it to your brain. And this is not fun stimulation. Energetically, the time that you spend looking at your phone and you spend looking into a screen, energetically, the screen is literally sucking that from you. So that is why you might feel lazy if you're spending all your time just looking at a screen. It's literally energetically draining you. And if you're not someone who feels that you're sensitive to energy yet, you will be. I promise you will be. And I want you to do a little experiment for yourself. Take a day where you know, and be really honest with yourself, how many hours you spend on your computer or on your phone. Though that chunk of time, if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is spend 2 hours looking at your phone, just for one day, the next day, tomorrow, just for one day, don't do it and see how your energy feels different. I promise you, it will feel so much different. All of the information, and information comes in every form. I just said hello to Saad because his name popped up on my screen while I was looking at it. That is information my brain is processing. Saad Alawala, who's that? Oh yes, that's Rehan's son. I've spoken to him before. Let me say hello. That is information and my brain is doing work. So you think you're laying maybe on your sofa or laying in your bed and looking at your screen, and Why don't you feel rested afterwards? Because your brain has been running a marathon. And energetically, your body has been trying to keep up with the confusion of your brain is here and there and everywhere. And the whole system is connected. Brain, mind, body, energetic, etheric bodies. There's so much to you. So take the time off. Understand how this affects your life. Hey, Cassandra. Okay, you ready for the 3 actions? These are 3 things I want you to write down and do. Number 1, if you find yourself stuck and you think that the reason is depression or the reason is anxiety, I want you to ask if it's true. Just say, okay, is this true? Am I stuck? Yes, I feel stuck right now. Is the reason I feel stuck right now depression? Yeah, I feel depressed right now. Okay, you got confirmation about what's happening. So it could be that you say, okay, I feel stuck right now. Am I stuck? Yes, I'm definitely stuck. Is the reason anxiety? No. Is the reason boredom? Yeah. So then you have information. It's not anxiety, it's boredom. Anxiety and boredom can actually mimic each other because anxiety is like, I have to do something, or I'm not doing enough, or I'm breathing, really rapidly. Boredom can also look like that. Like boredom is, I'm irritated, I'm frustrated because I'm not entertained enough right now. I'm moving in this direction and that direction because I'm bored. So have a conversation with that part of you that's feeling stuck. All right. And ask that thing, is it holding you back in the future or in the past? And if it's holding you back because of a belief that you have about yourself from the past, it's not true. It's your programming. If it's holding you back because you're worried about something happening in the future, again, it's in the future. It's not true. It's a projection you're having in the future. So let's see what Arthi says. Nature is stunning at removing fears. Being outside. Yes, I'm so excited. The sun is out and I'm going out right after this live video. Watching the beauty around you removes, yes. So for those of you who don't understand the effect of the energy suck that is social media, that is your phone, that is your computer, just go outside. Just get away. If you don't want to do the experiment, don't do the experiment. Just balance your life and balance your time. Okay, action number 2. Let go of the stories you have been telling yourself that are holding you back. And we all do this. I have had so many stories that I've told myself. And those stories, they may have served a purpose for us to understand what's happening, for us to make sense of what's happening in our environment. But that was a story you told yourself in the past, a year ago, 2 years ago, when you were 10 years old. That story has nothing to do with your life in this current situation. So really be honest with yourself about the stories you tell yourself. If you say, for example, I always fail, or I never get what I ask for, or nobody ever takes me seriously. These are all stories that you tell yourself, and you can drop those stories. And like I said, there are pathways that have been so deeply ingrained in your brain that when you catch them happening, stop them and write something else. Literally say, okay, I'm not going to believe that story anymore. I'm going to believe, and it's up to you because you get to create your reality. I'm going to believe that I am the most patient person in the world. Okay, great. All day long today, I'm going to say, I'm the most patient person in the world. I'm going to make a new pathway in my brain. Make a new story. You created the old ones, you can create the new ones. Make them positive, make them work for you. Put your brain to work. Your brain, just like your device that you're watching this on, is a tool. So make your brain work for you. Okay, so Make sense? Can I get some thumbs up? Make sense, guys? Make your brain work for you. Let go of your stories. They're all written in the past. Nobody needs to be in the past anymore. Yeah? Thumbs up? Can I see? Make sense? Doesn't make sense. I got no thumbs up. Okay, there we go. All right, thank you. Action number 3. This is kind of one of the previous, it's actually a combination of both of the previous actions, but I want you to really, really get this. So I'm making it a separate action for you. Have a conversation with the thing that is keeping you stuck. So like I said before, you're going to have a conversation with your feeling. Am I feeling bored? Yes. What does boredom want from me? So right now, after you identify what that thing is that's keeping you stuck, depression, anxiety, laziness, whatever it is, I want you to have a conversation with that thing and ask it why it's there. Depression, why are you here? And just listen. Just love yourself through it. Just listen. Write it down. Take notes. Ask the depression what it needs from you. And be very compassionate. Just listen. All these answers are going to come from your intuition, your inner voice. Write those things down and then honor the answers that you receive from yourself about what that depression wants from you right now. There's a reason it's there. Honor the answers you receive, and then keep having a conversation. Make it a dialogue. If depression says, well, I'm here because I'm lonely, and say, okay, why am I lonely? I'm lonely because I've lost my friends. Why did I lose my friends? Well, actually, I was kind of tired of the way they were treating me, so maybe it's not a bad thing that I lost my friends. So maybe it's not a bad thing that I feel lonely. So maybe I'm not depressed. Maybe I'm just kind of lonely right now. So what does my loneliness? Hey, loneliness, what do you want me to do? Loneliness might say, I want you to love yourself. I want you to go outside. I want you to go someplace new you've never been before and talk to one stranger. That's what loneliness wants from you today. And remember not to project things in the future. The future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is this moment right now and the action you can take right now in this moment. Nothing, no story you've made up in the past or the future exists. So the bottom line I have for you guys is this. I want you to try to let go of your need for control. Control is an illusion. You'll never get control. You'll never get control. And even if you just do it in one way today, just give yourself so much love and so much credit for letting go of control with just that one thing today. Okay? So let me recap really quickly. The first action is ask that thing that's keeping you stuck. Find it. Is it sadness? Is it depression? Is it loneliness? Ask it. Is it true? Is it true that I'm sad? Nah, not really sad. I'm irritated. Oh, okay. So if the truth is you're irritated, have a conversation with that irritation. Find out why it's there. Ask it what it wants from you. And then honor it. Do what it's asking you for. That is action 1 and action 3 combined. Action 3 combined. Action 2 is let go of the stories you've been telling yourself that are holding you back. Just let go of them. They're just stories. Write new ones. Okay. So let's see what we have in the comments. Take a couple comments or questions. And then that's it for my weekly lesson about this issue of being stuck. Okay. Arthi says, positive affirmations reaffirm your new positive stories. Yeah, and realign your subconscious mind. Absolutely. So remember, I talk with my hands a lot because I'm a teacher and because I learn visually. So I was talking about these ingrained patterns, pathways in your brain. And these are the ones that are just there from childhood. And what I said is you stop these in their tracks and then you write a new one. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. This is your brain. You have it until the day you die. Make it work for you. You're not a servant to it. It is literally a tool you have been given. So make it work for you. Okay, what else do we have for comments? Kashish Arfat says, very good, Amy. Proud of you. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. Ahmed Ali says, hi. Arthi says, nature is stunning. Yes, absolutely. Nature is, I'm having a hard time not running out of this room right now, actually. Yeah, Arthi says more. She says, your brain is demanding fun stimulation. And Umar Farouk Mufti says, agree, Amy. It becomes an addiction, and without it, sometimes one feels frustrated. Umar, if you're still here, are you talking about the addiction to devices, to phones, to technology, to social media? That's the worst addiction that exists right now, because almost everybody is addicted on some level. You might be a functional addict, or you might be like totally gone, totally way too many hours. If you spend more than 3 hours on your phone, on social media a day, you're addicted. You're definitely addicted, probably more than 2 hours. You're addicted. So if I just said that to you and you're like, wow, I spend like 6 hours a day, you're addicted. You're addicted. Now imagine what your brain and your body could be doing if you go outside, if you go to a coffee shop and you meet somebody new you haven't met before, and you go out and you absorb some sunshine and feel the energy of nature, which will heal that energy suck of your device. Just imagine how your life can change. And then you'll stop feeling so stuck, because you'll stop feeling all those reasons that make you feel stuck. And remember that feeling stuck, sometimes it's a mindset, sometimes it's a belief, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it is an external situation that isn't letting you move forward. All that is just your higher self in the universe and God saying, nope, not going to let you move down that path. Nope, still not going to let you. You haven't done your work. You have to do your work. So, on that note, I hope everybody got something out of this lesson today. Yes, Arthi says it's a brilliant technique to realign your brain. It's amazing how we're never taught that our brains are tools, and our brains are tools for us to use to live the highest and best lives. We are never taught that. Literally never. You're born into a physical body and you're never taught how to use the biggest tool that you have, or how to tune into the biggest information center you have. It's not your brain, it's your heart. Your heart will always, 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 always tell you the truth. So are you listening to your heart? Your heart is connected to your intuition and your gut. It will always tell you the truth. And the more time you spend in your heart rather than your brain, the better. Because your heart is going to build beautiful things in your brain, because your heart and your brain are a beautiful, beautiful team. You have them for a reason. So start spending more time in the heart. All right. Any questions? Anything else you all would like to say or add? Julia says, great class. Thank you. Oh, Umar came back. He says, being stuck is like quicksand. The more you try to get out, the deeper you sink. My mind wants to push, control, and manipulate. It stems from insecurity. I want to be secure, be loved, be remarkable. Yes, I think that if I could just control life, all would be well. Oh, yes, Umar. I'm so glad you wrote this, and this is one of the last things that I'm going to say here. The reality is you can't control anything. The only thing you can do is make a choice, make a decision right now. So if you want to think of that as control, I can control getting out of this chair, hitting the end button, and putting on my shoes and my coat and going outside. I can control that, but I'd rather look at that as a choice. So that is a choice. And then I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to run an errand, and then I'm going to make another choice because it's sunny out, it's chilly, but it's nice out, so I'm going to make a choice to go sit in a park. And after that choice, I'm going to make another choice. We can't control. And situations in our lives, if you look back at your life, so much of what has happened is not what you thought was going to happen, is not what you wanted to happen, but it's ultimately what needed to happen and often what was best. And you know that it was better for you. This literally just happened to me on Friday. I've been working on a couple of new projects that I want to move forward, and they've kind of just been hanging and hanging and hanging, and I ended up getting 2 unexpected phone calls from 2 other places, other organizations who want to connect with me, want to work with me. And I'm like, I never, ever, ever would have imagined those 2, but I kept thinking about these 2. And when you finally kind of let go of what you can't control, well, it's not working with those 2. What happens? Literally on Friday, 2 phone calls, 2 different organizations, 2 different potential projects. So let go of the illusion of control. It's only an illusion. And thank you all so much for being here. It's always so nice to be here to share this information with you. And for those of you who feel like this isn't related to business or career or entrepreneurship, it absolutely is. As I was marketing this lesson today, I wrote in a few places that you can't build anything if you yourself feel stuck. And when I hear so many people saying that they're stuck, I know that it's time to do a lesson so that people can actually do some work and learn what they need to learn about themselves, do some internal soul searching work so that they can be ready when the phone rings and it's 2 brand new opportunities. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate everything. Javed Khan, I'm just seeing that we never know what's coming, but yes, we can always make a decision. That's a great, great comment. Thank you so much. Please share this video. This lesson was very dense. I covered a lot, and there are a lot of practical things that people can do to help themselves get unstuck. Even if you're still not able to make a choice or to do something different, you can change your mindset and get unstuck. Okay, that's probably the most important piece of what I want to communicate to you all today. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Please share this video. So many people in the world are stuck right now, and I want everybody to feel their power so that we can make this place a better world for everyone. Thank you. I'll see you next week. Oh, I have a call to action for you, for all of you. I am so excited about what's happening in Amy Carrier's classroom. AmyCarriersClassroom.com. It's a group here on Facebook. It's easy to get to. We now have at least 1 and sometimes 2 mentor teachers teaching 7 days a week. So I introduced 2 new mentor teachers 2 Mondays ago. That video is still available. You can go and see it. And they are teaching, Arthi is here. She's watching this video right now. Arthi is teaching about leadership and cross-cultural communication. And we've got another new mentor named Tom, who's going to be teaching on Fridays, all about career skills and building careers for yourself. I am so super excited. There's a lot happening in Amy Carrier's classroom. Make sure you are a member. If you are watching this and you are not a member of my classroom, you will not get the notifications of all of these teachers going live. So make sure you become a member, and you must answer the 3 required questions or you just don't get approved. You get declined. The 3 required questions are the simplest questions you'll ever answer, and they tell us that you will actually take 30 seconds to engage with us and value what we're doing for you. So thank you for doing that. You are always invited and encouraged to bring your friends into the classroom as well. There are lots more new mentor teachers, which means new lessons, new classes that are on the horizon. So stay tuned. There are also lots of changes with Amy Carrier's classroom that are coming in. All of the weekly free videos are only going to be accessible for 30 days, and then they will be taken down and they'll be available for purchase. So you will want to make sure, like I said, that you share this video for everybody to watch because it's free now. After 30 days, it will be available for purchase. And that is the case for all of my lessons and all of the other mentor teacher lessons. We have all given a ton of time for free. Nobody pays us for anything, so we're going to actually start selling for a very small fee our lessons after the 30 days are up. Thank you for being here. Thank you. You are welcome to follow me here on Facebook. I am Amy Carrier. I have founded a virtual classroom called Amy Carrier's Classroom on Facebook. And you're welcome to check out my YouTube channel, which is Amy Carrier Empowers. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here and for participating today. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.